Good afternoon. Phil Lindeman with your news from Avalanche Physical Therapy on Krystal 93. For the first time since December, Summit Medical Center had no COVID admissions this past Friday. The hospital is 40% full today, one of the emptiest days in weeks. Statewide, ICU beds are just 15% full, down significantly in the past 2 months. Homeowner Jason Kasib of Heaney is 2 years into fixing an illegal septic system that should have taken 3 months to resolve.
It was a long, tedious process, lots of bumps in the road.
After Kasib bought the home, an inspector in 2020 found illegal repairs to his leach field, and then it hit the fan. Dan Hendershot with the county.
This one has drug on for 2 years for a couple of reasons, a pandemic, of course, but we kept working through it. The owners kept working through it. We had the property mis-surveyed twice just due to construction demands and lack of engineers.
County commissioners today approved Kasib's permit, allowing him to finally fix that field. In the arid West, farms and ranches use more water than homes, towns, and even ski resorts combined.
Most of the water use in Colorado is in agriculture, and that's something like 86% by the state's own estimate.
That was Heather Sackett, water editor for Aspen Journalism. She had been hearing about grant funding for ditch surveys, where public money was spent on private irrigation reviews.
People in the environmental and recreation communities say that if the efficiency of these ditches was improved, that would leave more water in the river to the benefit of, stream health, fish habitat, and for the boating community.
Ditch surveys sounded promising, but the well soon dried up.
So the goal would be to have these inventories lead to improvement projects. However, no one is tracking whether that is really the case and whether these are actually useful to the water users.
A trio of conservation districts in the Aspen area refused to release more info, possibly to protect property owners.
This was never about, publishing names or addresses or any personal information about individual property owners.
Sackett then fought for details on ditch surveys in Eagle County, where officials did release findings for just one project out of 25.
There was at least one project that came out of that. They fixed a ditch that was losing, just an insane amount, like 80% of the water.
Sackett admits she still does not know how many surveys led to real improvements, and she cannot really blame farmers.
Right now, a lot of this old irrigation infrastructure is treated as a problem of the individual landowner. It's up to them to fix their ditches. It's individual, it's piecemeal, and it can be really expensive.
One solution could be a tax for statewide ditch improvements. But the bigger issue, she says, is the lack of transparency from the state hiding behind federal law.
If you care about government transparency, if you care about how the West's most precious and dwindling resources used, then you should care about the fact that we, the public, cannot view these ditch inventories that were essentially paid for with our money.
Read the full investigative article from Aspen Journalism on the Krystal 93 Facebook page. Breckenridge accepts a land gift, and Frisco hears the latest on sidewalks at town council meetings tonight. Vail Resorts is giving the town of Breck about 1 acre at Watson Avenue and Highway 9 for construction of a much-needed roundabout. Officials say that roundabout will ease traffic at the new parking structure. Frisco gets a first look at the complete streets plan. This has been in the works since 2019, starting with sidewalks and parking on Granite Street, now including work from Town Hall down to the marina. In sports, the Nuggets play the Knicks tonight at 7. Michaela Schifrin is back on snow tonight in Beijing, skiing for Olympic glory in her specialty, slalom. Krystal correspondent Matt Renoux of 9 News.
She has said that this course is the steepest she's ever raced on. So it's a steep, technical, difficult course.
Also late tonight is men's ski big air final and qualifiers for men's and women's snowboard halfpipe. Summit local Katie Eulander is seeded 13th for the women's skeleton. And in local sports, Summit High boys and girls basketball are playing Rifle away today. Phil Lindeman with your news from Avalanche Physical Therapy on Krystal 93.